Okay then, hold on to your hat. I'm just going to give you the two other systems of naming the notes in the world. Okay, so this system is called solfeggio. It was invented by Italians, primarily as a vocal thing, because saying something like flat three to a musician, who's singing a melody, is a little bit harder than saying a sound like may. You could actually sing may as opposed to flat three, vocalizing that. So it has to do mostly with vocal music. So here's our major scale in solfeggio. By the way, once again, you need to pause it and write this down. Please do, so then you can have it for your own records. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Okay, so that's our major scale. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Okay, and then you have like a sharp one becomes dis, or a flat two becomes ra. Okay, so here's re, which is a two, ra becomes a flat two. So for each one of these sounds, for each one of these parts of the chromatic scale, there is a letter name. Please don't hold me to the exact nomenclature. It's been a while since I was in music school, and I'm not sure if I remember my solfeggio naming process completely accurately. If it's important to you, you can look it up. But, T is do, ti, la, sol. So you'll be able to sing those. So lay is flat seven, or te is flat seven. I believe a sharp six is li, but I might not remember that correctly. Okay, very good. Now I want to flip it over so you have something else to chart down, and this is the Indian classical music. Okay, so this is also very useful. And so they use these, it's just called sargam, and this is the way musicians in the Indian subcontinent and that particular form of music communicate with each other. So they use the letters sa, re, ga, ma, pa, da, ni, sa. Sa, re, ga, ma, pa, da, ni, sa. Okay? The interesting thing about Indian music, first of all, you have microtones. So, here I've laid out a 12-note chromatic scale, but really there's different places where these they're all over the place. I just kind of highlighted stuff like that. So Indian musicians don't like this, the flat two. By the way, I'm not using the sharp names in here, only just because I wanted to just get this out there. You can substitute the sharp names if you want, in here. I'm just using flat names to keep it simple. But re designates the the next note above the sa. But there's actually a whole cluster of like microtones in this area. Anyway, they all get the letter name re, and the musicians will just say to each other, "Oh, I'm playing in the scale of Bhairavi," and so they all would know that these two notes are going to be the flat two and the two are actually going to be active in that scale. But they would use the sargam letter re to cover both of those notes. So it's just a whole different system of thinking. So they're any of the microtones that are in that area, of two, the second step of the scale, half step or whole step, whatever it's going to be at that particular moment, or something in between, it would all get the letter re, so, but anyway, this is, sometimes I'll use this designation here with the Sufi tuning, but in general, I'll, predominantly use a number system with you. Okay, so I hope this is not too confusing. This is very complex music. I said that they have, they hear maybe 18 or so, maybe even more notes within an octave, so it doesn't fit in very neatly into a little chart like that. Okay, that's something you really have to hear, sit at the feet of a master, and you get it in your bones, you get it in your heart, and that's how you know what those microtones are. Okay, very good.